Sheldon, what did you see from the last game that made you decide to kind of keep the defense and everything in check for practice today?
Just thought that the decor as a whole played a lot better. I thought Timothy Liljegren in particular had a real strong game. So for those reasons, we just want to kind of keep it going, get another look at it.
What have you seen from Timothy's game in the limited sample that he's had here from maybe previous seasons?
It's just increased confidence. Confidence when he goes into battles, when he's closing in coverage, confidence with the puck in the offensive zone. Those are the things you're really looking for. Is he ending plays defensively? Is he keeping plays moving offensively? And I thought he did a good job of that. So, like I said, we want to give him another chance here. It is difficult when you're coming in and out of the lineup and sitting for long periods. We recognize that. I feel like he's earned another opportunity to stick in.
Mitch just saying the last few games he feels that he just hasn't really focused on things as much. He just kind of went back to having fun and kind of being loose. Is it easier said than done knowing you're a guy that has that much pressure on him to just focus on having the fun of the game, I guess?
It certainly is easier said than done. That's a lot of what these players do is easier said than done. The actual work that has to go on the ice to deliver is a difficult task. At the NHL level, no matter how talented you are. But he certainly seems like he's in that place. He looks free to me, and he's just out there doing his thing. It's 2 games now, that he's looked that way. He's got an extra bounce in his step on the ice. I feel like he's extra patient, poised with the puck, and waiting for plays to develop and then executing. And it's no coincidence when you put together a good process like that and you're feeling good, then puck bounces your way and you get a goal. That's just the way things go. That's why you just really preach focusing on what you can control and focus on the details and work and compete and let your skill take over from there, and good things start to happen.
You find that even the players who are offensively minded Sheldon do that regularly. Can you even use a goal like that as a jumping off point for confidence? Mitch has been good in the last couple of games.
Yeah, I think so for sure. I mean, even though it's not the type of goal that, when they are visualizing going into a game, that's not the type of goal they think of scoring. Once it happens, all of a sudden, you're not pressing as much. You're not, looking at a 0 sitting in the goal column. I think all those things matter. And as much as you try to get them to focus on other things and all that kind of stuff, it's natural when you've produced your entire life and you're counted on to produce for your team now that you think about it. So to get that out of the way, I think is good. But like I said, more importantly to me is the other areas of his game that were so good that that's the bonus that you get, that you earn through that. So it's really nice to see that line was outstanding for us, really from start to finish in the game, and for them to get the production in the third period like they did was terrific. But they've been doing lots of really good things for us for 2 games now.
Does anything get said to someone like Justin, who's had a long road to get to the NHL and finds himself on the outside looking in for the short term?
Yeah, just remain resilient, keep working, and wait for your opportunity to get back in. And he's a guy that's, as you mentioned, he's taken a long road to get to the NHL, and it's been a long while since he's been a scratch like this. In fact, if I may be mistaken, but I don't know if in my time here he's been a scratch at all. And that's through him establishing himself as a player and doing really well with the opportunity that he was given a couple seasons ago and really run with it. But now he's in a spot where, his play opened the door for Timothy Liljegren to go in, and he performed well. And that's the nature of the beast. That's how it works. Just like when he was a player that was a scratch all the time and he was waiting for his opportunity patiently and probably at times felt he deserved it but didn't get it. Liljegren, I'm sure, is feeling similar in that sense, and he's got his chance here now. That's kind of the way it goes. I think that's healthy for a team, even though a player doesn't enjoy it when they're going through it. It's healthy for our team, and ultimately, as we've seen in Hall's case, when he did get his opportunity, he took it and ran with it. And we expect more of the same when he does get back in.
What's the key to Rasmus defending well in the NHL?
Positioning will be a big part of it. Timing as well, and then obviously the competitive pieces and all of that, but just knowing how to play off of players of different sizes and speeds and statures in the NHL. For a guy like him He can't play everyone the same. He doesn't have, the leverage or the strength to be able to compete against some of the bigger people. It doesn't mean that he can't time it well and get in with a good stick and then use his body to stop progression. And then against smaller guys, he can assert himself physically and win those battles, and we've seen a ton of that. So I think those are big pieces of it, but confidence as well is just a big one. It allows you to stay up and close your gap and all those different things. So those are the pieces that we look for him defensively.
Does the amount of time that they would have played together in the Marlies matter at all to you when you're putting that pair together?
I mean, it doesn't matter necessarily to me, whether they've had that or not, but it's a bonus. It's a nice thing. It gives you extra comfort as a coach that you've seen them play together. The Marlies, not just the Marlies, but even in the times as I've been coach here, that they've played together when Timothy's played in the NHL. So I think that's, the fact they have that, they can play off each other well there, but also just the relationship they have off the ice. They're good friends, they're countrymen, all those kind of things. I think that stuff is important, especially for young players that are trying to find a level of comfort.
Just to say, what do you see in a Vegas club that's turned around a bit here and is getting through some injuries themselves, coming in a bit of a role?
Just what you come to expect when you play Vegas, which so happens is the first time for myself ever coaching against Vegas. But yeah, you've watched them and admired the way they've played since they've come into the league. It's a team with lots of energy, lots of pace. Structurally sound. They work really hard to close space both ways, both on the forecheck and getting up the ice, and then the way they back check and track defensively. They have elite players, and they do have some people out who know precisely what their lineup will look like, but they've got by and large the core of their defense is there, and the core at center ice is there. So there's some real strength for them, and they're a team that I think plays just a really sound team game with all five guys. So no matter who's in the lineup, you're going to be in for a game against a team that's not going to give you a lot.
What is the adjustment like for Michael to play top six in the NHL level? Is that a big jump?
Yeah, I think it's a big jump. He spent time there last season. It's bunting you're asking about, right? Yeah, he spent time there last season and, played with good players in Arizona. So it's not entirely new for him. So he's a confident guy, and he kind of knows who he is and what he brings. So I don't think in that sense it's a huge adjustment. But at the same time, when you're adjusting to play with high-end teammates to begin with, and you're still yourself trying to find your way in the league, there's some added layers there. So he's a guy we just need to stay on, in terms of video and talking to him and, reassuring him, because I think he's done a really nice job. His work ethic is undeniable. Structurally there's some things there, and then some of the plays with the puck and the execution level, to just trust his skill set to hang on to the puck and wait for plays to develop. Those kind of things you're looking for over time, but he's found ways to produce. And really has earned the opportunity that he's gotten just with how he's worked and competed from day one at camp.
Is there a tendency for guys when they play with Austin and William to be more deferential maybe with the puck at times?
Yeah, I think that's natural. Yeah, you're going to do that, and that's why it is a bit of an art to be able to play up. I mean, it's natural for you to look at and say, well, those players are elite. Anybody could play with them. That is absolutely not the case, because there's some players that have a level of simplicity to their game that when you play up in the lineup, it all of a sudden you start to get away from that, and you start to feel like you need to defer to others, or you need to find the play, or instead of being real straightforward, it becomes a challenge. Then you end up getting in their way and disrupting them and all of that. So it is an art for sure, and I think each player adjusts in their own way to it. I think Bunting, in his case, whether he was playing with John or now Austin, he's done a good job with it here, but it's still something that we're working him through, because I think he's got another level to get to.
On the back end, I think he said that one of the things that worked well for him was keeping passes simple. Like when he's at the AHL level, there's probably more of a tendency, maybe more space to kind of do something fancy to take the puck up. Have you noticed him bringing his game, simplifying it?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of that is just the pace of the NHL, how quickly players close on you, it's different than what you're used to seeing. And then also at the same time, when you make a mistake at the NHL level with the skill set of the players on the other side, they're more apt to capitalize on any of your mistakes. Or at the American League level, maybe the skill set's not the same. Even if you make a mistake, you may be able to recover a lot better. So those are the kind of things where you really start to recognize how important it is to move the puck efficiently. So in his case, it's just on a stick and off the stick. Yet at the same time, as we've seen in the offensive zone, when he gets his head up and he knows there's time, he's walking the line, he's getting into the middle of the ice. He's doing things there that show a level of poise and maturity to his game too. So that's all part of it, to be able to find that balance.